I have heard some members of the opposition say that the way to grow the economy is simply for the government to borrow more into the future. Yeah. That's not sustainable. That actually puts pressure not only on inflation, but it does put pressure on our ability to get wholesale lending in international markets. And the impact of that is directly on New Zealanders who will face higher interest rates as a result. On the other hand, if we grow the economy in ways that grow the productive capacity of the economy and its long-term growth prospects, that has a real impact. Here's a statistic that I find compelling. Additional growth of even 0.25% of nominal GDP each year would boost tax revenue by $2 billion a year by the end of the forecast period. So while some people would say just tax them more and strangle the economy, my approach is let's grow the economy so we don't need to strangle them with more taxes.
Okay.
As a supplementary on particularly that line of questioning with regard to growth, we had a bit of a back and forth last time you were in this committee about inequality and particularly distributional impacts. With those decisions that you are making with a mind to fulfilling your stated goal of growth, are you taking into account distributional impacts and will you be transparent about those?
Absolutely. When I talk about social investment, what I am talking about is the fact that successive governments have attempted, through well-meaning spending programs, to improve the lives of our most vulnerable New Zealanders. Some of those programs have been effective, others of those have been least effective. I think I owe it to New Zealanders in need and New Zealanders as a whole to ensure that we're getting better results out of those investments. And that's what our social investment program is about.
Just if I may, that wasn't quite what my question was. I totally take on board your point with regard to the social investment agency that you're setting up and things, but I'm talking here particularly about your stated goal of growth. We know that we've seen the squiggly line of GDP go up decade after decade, yet so too has inequality, so too has homelessness, so too have climate changing emissions. I guess my question is, who is benefiting from this growth that you are seeking to pursue? And are you taking into account or soliciting advice from your officials as to who is going to benefit from these decisions that you are saying are just going for growth? Because I think New Zealanders can see from our historical experience that that growth is not often felt equally. And in fact, that growth and focus on growth for growth's sake has only lined the pockets of those at the top.
Thank you for that question. It's really important because whenever I hear people saying growth isn't the answer, I want them to understand this. It's only when an economy grows that we can create more jobs. That matters to every unemployed New Zealander. It's only when an economy grows that employers can afford to pay their workers more. That matters to every low-income New Zealander. It's only when an economy grows that a government can sustainably have the funding it needs to support really good education, health, law and order services. And when you look around the world, you only need to look at Australia, wealthier countries deliver better public services to their people because they have more money to spend on those services.
And higher, fairer tax rates.
Okay. On record, it says that you're supportive of more mining in New Zealand. And, you know, the New Zealand Last Pāti is pushing for mining.
Mr. Chair, let's just get on to the question.
It's early in the morning, so I got a bit mixed up. But you've obviously done your fiscal prudence in terms of mining and what the return will be to New Zealand. Can you tell us what that is?
That
as opposed to the impact on the environment.
So the first thing I want to make clear is that I support mining where the environmental effects of that can be properly managed. That is critically
What is the fiscal return to New Zealand?
Just let the Minister answer, please.
So mining where the environmental effects can be managed can provide returns to New Zealand in a number of ways. Often mining's jobs are well paid. What mining also does is it creates export receipts for the country. It brings in income for many New Zealanders, and it can create sustainable economies for communities that in some cases may not have a broad range of other prospects. So mining creates wealth for our communities, but also just put to you this, that cell phone you're using, it's got things in it that were mined.